part 2 of my new setup, gameplay, and yeah, I'm probably just going to be able to play some solos, do some box fights. Yeah, probably when my sister gets back from her walk, I'll play with her. Maybe if she wants to be honest. But basically, yeah, that's it for the intro. Let's get on with the video / live stream, whatever. Alright, so you already know we're gonna load into Creative No-Fill, warm up, get ready. This is the item shop. We got Hooked on You, Crusher, Heavy Heart, Pinky, Scully, Sweet Skull, Edge Factor, Hedron, Izo, whatever. They're not really new skins, but they are still very cool, and yeah, in case you didn't already check, that's the item shop. I'll explain it further in a moment. If you can hear noise in the background, that's my mum hoovering. For some relevant reason, she always hoovers at the wrong times. Bet that if I can get into comfortable position, I can probably, indeed I can. Yo. No, I have not already been on. Why this is such a late live stream is because I have to do schoolwork. Because I am still legally a child. And it's locked down, so we can't go to school unless our parents are key workers. And I basically have to do home learning like most of the people here. So I'm pretty sure I've got maths and yeah. No, I messed it up. Huh? Yeah, I swear my sister just called my name, and she called Harley. I don't know. Because I've got someone in my house called Harley. Yo, let's go. Yo, that sound made me jump. The fudge. No. All of my brothers and sisters go, Charlie, how do you know the buttons and how do you build without actually looking at the controller? I'm just like, practice. And then they go, and then they just stand there asking me loads of questions. Mainly, it's either Evie, my 7-year-old little sister, Emily, my older sister, who's 11, and Robbie, who's 24, and I gave him about 15 goes, and then I go, Rob, can I have one quick go, quick? And then you can have it back. And I start just building and beating everyone that he couldn't. And he's just like, Charles, how did you do that? And how do you know all the buttons that quick? And I'm just like, practice makes perfect. But it took me, I know I'm not that good, but it took me about 4 to 6 months to get me to this point. Because I took about a 9-month break from Fortnite, and the last time I played was in, like, I don't know how much months I took, but I used to play on my brother's PS4, my older and my 2 older brothers' PlayStation, Brandon's and Zach's, and I knew how to crank 90s and stuff, and I knew the basics of building, and then I just ended up just losing interest into it, and just, I don't know, I sort of got into FIFA and Tomb Raider after that, and then my brother, I caught my brother playing Fortnite because he sort of got bored of it as well, and he was playing Fortnite with his friends, and this was in about season 8, right? That's when I started getting back into like that's when I asked him like if I could play, and then we'd go onto Minecraft every single day and do split screen. And then basically, my mum was thinking like, Charlie, do you want a PS4 so that you don't have to nag Zach? And I was like, yeah. Just nagging her, just say it, like just screaming out, yes. And then basically, I walked into the front room to go get my tea because we ordered, right, kebab. And Robbie said, Charlie, can you go get my blanket? I lifted up the blanket and it was a PS4. And that was probably the happiest time of my life. And then basically it all started from there. I started practicing. I went into Creative Fill, right? But before I went into Creative Fill, obviously I logged on to I made my own account. And in Chapter 2, Season 3, I went on my brother's PS4, and I watched YouTube, and it was like, hi. What? When I have a build fight. Yeah, because it's creative and I'm warming up. Keep on messing that one up. My aim? I mean, my aim with pumps is good. Right, back to the main bit. So, I was watching YouTube, and Lachlan used to be one of my most favourite YouTubers, along with Laserbeam. If you know him, he's basically, yeah, he memes, does loads of memeing stuff, whatever, blah blah blah. And then, we shouldn't get into much detail about that. And then, basically, I was like, my brother was asleep, so then I just decided to go onto his PS4. And my brother was probably waiting outside my door, listen to this. Zach! Zach! Bugger off! Is he gone? Zach! Right, so back to the main. I basically go on his PS4, I log into it, I do the update, I go into Creative No Fill, and I just started clicking random buttons, right? I know how to crank and all that. I was so bad. And this is skipped back, by the way. This is skipping back. So this was before I had my PS4, right? I went into Creative. And it was so weird. The graphics has been updated, right? There was new emotes, new everything. The battle pass was okay. I mean, Aquaman was introduced, and I was like, okay, so DC crossover, I guess. And then I get my PS4, I log on, right? This is where it starts to get interesting, and this is where I start to, like, you know, get dumb. Like, I get really, really dumb during this. So, basically, I'm logging on. I go into Creative No Fill, because I know how to do that now from my previous attempts. And then, basically, I'm just cranking, you know, I'm like, I'm not as good as I used to be, but I know how to crank still. That's when I loaded into Creative Fill, and I kept getting bodied, like full-on bodies, just one pump everywhere, right? And I was like, wow, this game has gotten like new weapons, new everything. I decide I need to get good in order to actually have fun in this game now. After 4 hours of playing Creative Fill, trying to get good, right? And then I'm deciding, and then I'm, no, like deciding, trying to get like used to it again. And then I decide, right, I need to get good. So then I type up on my phone Fortnite map codes to get better, right? I stopped practicing for months. I do building courses, I do edit maps, I do aim training courses, everything. And then after a six week progression, and I'm able to do about what, this basically, like there. I'm able to do that. I can double edit because I watched this guy on YouTube and he taught you how to do double edits the best way. And then after 8 weeks, 9 weeks, I can do this. Very, very slow though. But I did have some mess ups, see, like I just did there. And I still have those mess ups sometimes. And basically, I just kept on, when I felt like I wanted to go downstairs and just stop from all the gaming and just watch telly, like just stop, full on sweating and trying to get good. My body was like, nope, not doing this anymore. But my brain was like, you need to do this. You're gonna have the most fun in your entire life. So I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna keep on doing this, and if I actually get someone with this, I might make a YouTube channel. And that was 3 months in. So not back where it was 6 weeks in and I could only do basically that. And 9 weeks I could do that. But very, very slow with mess ups like that. By the way, I've done that on purpose. And then, definitely did not just accidentally do that. And then, I was like, I was probably better than most of my old friends named Rylan, Joe, I think Bilko. Anyway, they were some of my old friends. They were from my football club, Ormsby Lads / Ormsby Pumas. But basically, one of them named Rylan, he was younger than me. He was in, what? He was like 7, 8. And he was allowed to swear, right? And I'm sitting there, playing Rocket League, right? I'm about to go to school, and he bumps me out the way, and he goes, "How have you not scored that? Oh my god, you're so bad. Get out of my game, you effing C word." And I'm sitting there like, bruh, your fault that we just lost that. And I actually say that because I'm not a pussycat like him, right? And I have balls. I hope you know that. I don't hope you know that. Don't worry. It was a metaphoric statement, technically. Right. Get back to the main point. Come on, Brit. And then I get kicked from the party, and I keep, like, before that we had fun, right? We played Fortnite. He was actually very, very good. He played on keyboard and mouse, and at that time he was better than me. But also at that time we were basically the same, is what I should say. And basically, it was just, from that point on, he started to invite his friends, and I started to invite my friends, and then we'd get into massive, like, rows, and we'd get into massive parties. But some of those times, without the rows, we'd have fun, right? Because I know this guy called Morgan. And this was all before I met, like, Gracie. But Gracie was from my school, and I didn't realise that she had Fortnite until 2 months after this. And then I joined Ryland's party, and I'm like, okay, right, I guess we're just gonna have one of those days again where we just have fun. Then he invites Joe. Then he invites Morgan. Then Morgan and Joe get into a massive row. Morgan leaves, Joe leaves, leaving me and Ryland. Me and Ryland are perfectly fine, just playing Fortnite. But we were the kings of Biozone Wars. And we knew how to, we had a strategy, I can't even pronounce words now. And I was the most intelligent, but I was, yeah. So basically, we got into one, and we knew how to duo tunnel. I think if you know what that is, like, there's 2 people, right? And then, like, they just start tunneling side by side, like that. But obviously, they go into ring. We just kept on doing that into ring. But obviously leaving the wall behind. So like, yeah. So then we could see our teammate. And then I'm just duo tunneling. Ryland edits himself down. I get the blame. I get removed from party. The next day, I'm like, right, Ryland, let's all forget about that, mate. It's all fine. Let's just make sure that we don't argue. And then he invites Joe. Now this is where it starts to get interesting, right? Joe, therefore, like, didn't like me at that point. I don't really know why. He was like, Ryland, I don't really want to play. I really want to play Sally. He sounded, no offense to you, Joe, but you sounded weird. And you were just a weird person in general. And I'm not saying that weird people are bad people, but I'm just like, nah, he had a normal voice and all that, but the way he spoke to me, like, I knew he could speak normally, but the way he just spoke to me, like, he was like, Ryan, Ty. And I found that quite irritating. And I'm not trying to be mean. And I know a lot of you who are watching this are going to think that I am a mean person when I say this. But there's a line where I'm like, I asked them politely to stop. And then as soon as they don't stop, I cross that line and I get so frustrated, right? And I go, Joe, speak normally now, otherwise I'm going to leave the party and I'm just going to play solos by myself. Because anyone else would be annoyed at someone going, Charlie, 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 down your ear, right? So then and Joe goes, Ryland, Charlie, I don't want Charlie in the party. But that was before I said that, right? That was before I said that, okay? That was before I said all of that stuff. Right. I've got to be quiet now. Because my sister's on the line. Wait there. Sam! Sam!
Mum's calling you.
I know, but are you on a live meeting?
Yes.
Okay. Because I'm streaming. and I can be quiet. I can. I do. I know. Yeah. I'm gonna have to do a part 3, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. But basically,